Hello everyone, welcome back to TechPoint. Today I'm here with Rick. Hello.
Hey guys,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. This is my second podcast for the day, so I'm so happy to do it today. Again with you. So we talked a bit before, and I saw that your best passion is SEO. So the thing that you like to doing most.
Yeah, I worked as a developer first, and
Mhm.
I always saw SEO as a great opportunity to get a lot of traffic to websites without running into lots of cost. So SEO has been always been some sort of magic trick for me to get a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
And I realized that most websites had some issues that prevented it from ranking really well in Google. So I started creating checklists, and that eventually turned into Siteguru
Yeah.
to basically run a full check on your site and make sure everything is in order for SEO.
So you said you started Siteguru just as a side hustle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's been 5 years ago when I started
Oh,
Siteguru just for myself, just to make sure that my own websites were fully ready for SEO.
yeah.
And I started getting more and more into it. Started working as a professional SEO.
I
And then
understand.
at some point, I thought, well, I really need to dive in fully now and make
Yeah.
sure that I can make it as an entrepreneur and
Yeah.
uh, and start the adventure.
I may look at your LinkedIn profile and see, oh, he started 1 year ago, but in reality, they're 5 years behind of work. So it's not that easy, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's 5 years that I started working on it, and 1 year that I'm doing it full time now. So yeah.
Yeah. So what are the next steps? Are you looking to create a team?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to creating a team, and I need to first grow my revenue a bit more to be able to afford it.
Mm-hmm.
My next step is mostly focusing on marketing. So
Mm-hmm.
the tool's really good now. It's been a long journey to build a technically sound tool that scans every website and gives you a nice report without breaking it.
Yeah.
And now is really the time to start scaling up and make sure that everyone knows about SiteView and get more people on board eventually.
Yeah, that would be great. And so far you're bootstrapped. You put your own money into it.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been working on it for quite some time, like you said, and that allowed me to slowly ramp up revenue. So
Mm-hmm.
now I can just run it. It's profitable, but small,
Yeah.
but it allows me to work on it for as long as I want and have a good time doing it.
Yeah. So an investor would be also a good thing for you to come up.
Yeah, especially marketing wise, I would really have. I think I can grow a lot faster when I have some people on board that can help me with marketing, content, social stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really great at that. I like doing it, but I know that there's people out there who can do that a lot better. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's important to know your own weaknesses because you could have been like, no, it's my firm. I know how to do everything and I don't need anyone. And
yeah, exactly. I always start like that, and I always think I can do this myself. I can learn this, but there's so many different things, and I think it's good to focus on something that you really like doing and
yes, exactly.
you're good at. And it's nice to know everything a little bit, but also realize that you can't be an expert in everything. So hire outside people whenever needed.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you said. I'm so happy that you find your passion with SEO because a lot of people would be a lot happier and even wealthier if they found their passion because it's something that you can do really good and give value to the world. And yeah, the world will pay
Yeah,
you back
exactly.
for the value you create. Yeah. Um, so I don't know, you're looking to hire some people, right? In a way.
Yeah, I'm working mostly with freelancers now. That also works really well. So I
Mm-hmm.
have a couple of people in my inner circle that do great work, and I know them, and I can reach out to them whenever I need them for some
But
specific tasks.
but
But in the end, growing the team would be great.
you'd also like to have some interns, like
Yeah, yeah.
your own team. And I want to ask you your opinion. Will you also give them some shares in the company? So it's like a salary, but on top of that, own a part of the company.
Yeah, I think that would have to grow over time. I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
you bring someone on board and they also want to go the extra mile with you and work on building something great, then definitely sharing some shares with them can help in bringing on people and making sure they're motivated and everything. But at the same time, if someone just joins, you don't want to give away part of your company to someone who you hardly know. So I can imagine that grows slowly and that you agree to some sort of deal where you bring in more shares over time.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because there need to be some rules.
Exactly. Yeah, it needs to work for everyone, of course.
And I don't know, let's talk about the product. Can you tell me some features or some an overview of the product?
Yeah, sure. So what Siteguru basically does is it scans your entire website, tries to find all the pages, and for every page it tries to find, it basically checks it for an SEO checklist. And then there's a lot of other tools that do the same thing. So you get a long list of issues. But what I missed with most other tools is some prioritization in it. And basically, when you run an audit with most SEO tools, you don't really know where to start, and
I
just feel
understand.
overwhelmed. So what Siteguru tries to do is basically make sense of all the data that you got from the analysis and turn it into a nice SEO to-do list. So that even if you don't have that much SEO skills, you can still understand where you need to start, what makes the most impact on your traffic, and work down that list. And we really try to help you, so you get lots of tips for improvement, and we help you make the actual changes and make sure that you improve the SEO of your website.
I understand. Yeah.
And one extra feature is that you can also link it to your Google Analytics account and Google Search Console.
Nice.
And that basically turns Siteguru into an SEO dashboard. So you have one place where you can find all your SEO information and really track how your site's doing.
Nice. And I think your main target would be startups, right? Or entrepreneurs that want to build a website, something like that.
Yeah, that and also in-house marketers, so people who work at a marketing department within a company, a small company, and they want to grow their business, whether they're a startup or not. We can help them do that with SEO, and it's something they all understand. It's a tool that's really focused on people who don't have that much SEO skills. So startups, small companies, anyone who's trying to improve their organic performance.
Maybe it's a stupid question, but let's say I buy the tool and I use it for 2 months, and after that, I don't know, I resolve those problems. Do I need it after that? So problems keep coming in, or I don't know. It
depends. If you have a relatively small website and your website's not like the most important thing for your business, then I can totally understand that after 2 months of optimizing or even less, then you're done and you can move on. But what I see with most people is that they keep using the tool just to make sure that they don't miss any issues.
That's great.
Most companies start to create new content all the time, and they also want to make sure that's also meeting all the SEO standards. So I see most people stay around a lot longer.
That's great. That's really wonderful. Yeah. And also they bring on new features, new content, and they want to see how it goes, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a website's never done, right? I mean, everyone always keeps working on their site. But SEO also changes. Google comes out with new guidelines, and the tool adjusts to that. So if you really want to stay on top of your SEO, most people are happy to just pay the $29 a month and make sure that their website is doing well. And especially if you combine it with your analytics and Search Console data, it's also a way to make sure that you can keep track of your rankings, important keywords, see how your pages are doing. So that it's really an ongoing process normally. SEO isn't like a one-time thing for most companies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's say for a teenager like me, who's passionate for SEO, for SEO, what's your most important piece of advice for a teenager who wants to get started in SEO?
I think the main piece of advice I would have for anyone who wants to start SEO, and especially if you're a teenager and you don't have a budget, just go out there and try it. There are so many things you can create a website on, and there's so much free knowledge available, and free tools or cheap tools. SEO can only be learned by really trying it and doing it. I mean, you can't just read articles and then become an SEO expert. To me, the thing that really works is just create something you're passionate about, create a website around that, and try to rank for the keywords that are important for that topic, and see if you can turn that into a success. And I'm absolutely sure that anyone can do that. And once you've done that, you basically build up your own SEO resume, and you can start working everywhere you want, because you can show that you can do it, and you're really successful, and not just in theory, but you can really do the work. That's always a great sign of someone who can really do it.
Great answer. Yeah, and maybe that's another stupid question, but is SEO a domain that it takes more time to see the results than the than other?
The SEO sometimes has a bit of a bad rap because of the time it takes to get success. If you compare it to Google Ads, for instance, if I put in $100 a day in Google Ads, and I'll start seeing results directly. But it's also true the other way around. If you turn off your Google Ads, results start to disappear right away. And with SEO, it's different. So it takes a bit longer to ramp up. And once you've gained that success, even if you stop doing your SEO work or stop adding new content, you can still be successful for years to come. So it's a long-term investment, but it also pays off in the long term.
Right. I was thinking with all the social media right now, and the teenagers being pumped up with attention, and their attention span is lower and lower. Maybe they don't have that patience, you know what I mean? And they're looking for high dopamine hits. Do see the result. I want to see the result. If I don't have results in 10 days, I quit it. Something
exactly.
like that.
And that can set you apart, right? If you do have the patience and you want to go the extra mile, it's a great way to succeed without spending lots of money and without the hype and the dopamine hits. But in the long term, you'll get those dopamine hits anyway.
Yeah, the extra mile matters the most, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's even better than the whole part. Yeah. Would it also be a benefit to someone to get hired as an SEO expert or SEO junior? Could you recommend
I think so, absolutely. Yeah, I've had many job interviews when I was working at an SEO agency, and whenever we wanted to get someone new on board, and if they told us they would have some experience building their own site, just trying it out, that's just a great sign. I mean, it means someone's willing to do the work.
Yes.
They have this intrinsic motivation, this curiosity. And that gets you hired right away. Absolutely. And
I love that
SEO
mentality.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows off to all employers, right? They all think, oh, this is the guy or girl I need. Because he knows what to do and he's motivated. So yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to talk about your product, your website, something that you want to tell the viewers, maybe?
Let me think. Yeah, what may be interesting is we're doing something. The funny part with being an SEO tool is that you're competing in a market with lots of other SEO tools, and everyone in the market knows that SEO is super important. So what I found is that creating content in the SEO space, that's like the most competitive space you can work in. Because all the competitors realize the value of SEO and they have all their content teams, and then there's just me.
I understand.
And so I think that you can translate that to most other businesses. If you're operating in a very competitive space, what I've learned is that you should really focus on specific niches. So when every competitor is saying is addressing a certain market, try to find a specific market within that market. So just double down on a specific skill that you have or a specific feature of your tool to set yourself apart. And I've learned that while building Siteguru, and I think that applies to most other businesses as well. Just stand out by focusing on something very specific.
Okay, I understand.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best finding and creating the right team, finding some investors, and growing your startup. And yeah, thank you. It was great.
Thanks, Chris. Nice chatting with you.
I'm grateful. See you. Goodbye.
See you, man. Thanks.
Bye.